My sister's dating a married guy, and I got hit because of her. I have no clue where my dumb sister is since she went on a trip with her friends. All I know is I'm gonna yank her hair out when I see her. My sister and I go to the same college. Even though we're 3 years apart, we look almost alike and people always mix us up as twins. Today I paid the price for how much we look alike. As soon as I left my college to head to my car, some lady jumped on me and started pulling my hair while screaming all sorts of things and insults at me. Acting on instinct, I started fighting back. At that moment, I thought some homeless person had lost their mind or something. I grabbed her hair until my friends pulled her off me. The woman cried, and 2 more women stood behind her arguing with my friends. She screamed at me, calling me her husband's mistress. I didn't get what was going on, but then it clicked. I know my sister is seeing an older guy. She doesn't tell me much about him, but she shows me the gifts he gives her. I informed the woman that she was searching for my sister. The people accompanying her shouted at me, claiming I must be as promiscuous as my sister. I don't think I am. They tried to start another fight, but the police came near us, and the situation became very chaotic. My scalp is covered in scratches, the asphalt has scraped my back, and my hair hurts like crazy. My sister won't pick up when I call to ask what on earth she did before I tell mom about the incident. I'm aware that if I let my parents know, they might cut off funding for my sister's education since this isn't her first time pulling something like this. Am I going to tell them? Yes, but I need to talk to my sister first. The shame of getting beaten up at my university for something I didn't do is too much to handle. It gives me the creeps to think about going back on Monday, knowing that the people who saw us think I'm to blame when my sister was responsible. I feel bad for her, but I didn't deserve that beating. My sister isn't a good person, so it's not surprising to see her in this kind of situation. She could have at least asked my name before doing that. Edit. Yet we ended up at the police station, and I pressed charges against her even though she said sorry a lot after she cooled down a bit. To tell the truth, her friends were worse than her in the way they wanted to keep the fight going when it was all done. But anyway, that doesn't make it okay that the idiot hit the wrong person. Right now I'm just waiting for my sister to come back because I want to say everything with her there so she can't hide from our parents. This isn't the first time my sister has gotten involved with a married man.
Story 2.
I fear I have permanently lost my husband. I'm a 35-year-old woman, married my 35-year-old husband for 5 years, and we've together for 9 years overall. We share a 2-year-old child. Due circumstances, we've been in a long relationship the past 2 years and only recently reunited as a family 2 months ago. What should have been a joyful time has turned into a nightmare for me. My husband seems completely disengaged emotionally. I'm grieving the loss of our connection and friendship. I regret my past mistakes deeply. While I am reaping the consequences, I was struggling myself, dealing with personal challenges and postpartum depression and anxiety. I understand this doesn't excuse my behavior, but I wish I could communicate to my husband that my actions were not intentional. I'm experiencing the worst sorrow of my life and wouldn't wish this pain on anyone. I'm attending therapy and discovered I have an anxious attachment style and tend to withdraw under stress. I projected my anxiety onto my husband, and I wish I had done things differently, communicated better, not gone silent when he wanted to talk, made him feel appreciated. I wish I could erase my errors. My therapist suggested it's beyond salvaging, but I can't let go. I'm unsure what I'm clinging to. He mentioned that even if I try my hardest to repair our relationship, he's uncertain about what he might become. Despite his distance, he said he's willing to try, though his actions suggest otherwise. He's very kind, and I suspect he said that out of kindness, not wanting to cause me pain. It's 3 a.m. As I write this, lying in bed crying, a common occurrence now, and my husband is out socializing with friends. This is a behavior I've never seen in him before, and it bothers me. I loathe that others now bring him joy instead of me, that he finds comfort with them and not with me. I'm envious of his friends. I despise that they get to share laughter with him while I feel like a stranger in his life. On the rare good days, all I get is a simple greeting, even though we share the same bed. We don't communicate at all. To all the couples reading this, please learn from my mistakes. Never take your relationship for granted. Cherish your partner. Make them feel deeply cherished. I'm overwhelmed them by the way that they perceive number of responses. Thank you all for your insights. I realize I haven't provided much background, which may require a separate post, but I'll briefly summarize here. My husband was not to blame. We jointly decided on our separation for the sake of our future and family. We lived with our parents to save money and eliminate expenses like rent and bills. Being Asian, our parents welcomed us. However, it was challenging because our families lived far apart, making it tough to see each other. 3 months after staying with his parents, he moved to the UAE for better opportunities, which is when things deteriorated. My insecurities overwhelmed me, and the uncertainty about our future together caused me immense distress, which in turn troubled my husband. Therefore, he wasn't at fault, the fault was mine, although unintentionally.
Story 3.
Just left someone's house in the middle of the night. I just left someone's house in the middle of the night. It's almost 4 a.m., and I'm sitting at the end of a driveway, waiting for an Uber to take me 45 minutes back to my place. I met a guy on Hinge, and we planned to hang out tonight. He picked me up since I had mentioned I'd been drinking and drove us to his place. Before anything else, I clearly stated that I wasn't interested in sleeping with him, and he said that was totally fine. We went to his house, watched part of a movie, and drifted off to sleep, nothing more. Probably half asleep, I felt too warm and pushed the blanket off. This seemed to make him shift in bed, and I think he was also sleeping. He placed a leg on me, and then I noticed a repetitive movement from him. I turned my head slightly and saw his hand inside his underwear he was meeting. I quickly moved as far away as possible. Summoning the courage, I ordered an Uber to take me home. I managed to leave the house without waking him or anyone else. I'm now at the end of his driveway, waiting for my Uber to arrive so I can text him, block his number, and go home. I realize I made some mistakes during all of this, but I never expected anything like this to happen. I'm just grateful it wasn't worse. All my friends are asleep, and I don't have anyone to talk to. I feel alone and scared and just want to sleep. Edit, I'm home now. Once I got into my Uber, I texted him, suggesting that he shouldn't masturbate with someone sleeping next to him, then blocked his number. My Uber driver was incredibly nice and kind, and I'm so thankful he picked me up. Now, I'm going to sleep in my own bed, alone, and I feel so relieved